Hello Python folks and the wonderful city of Vilnius. I am Viraj Sharma. I want to thank PyCon Lithuania team for giving me an opportunity to present my talk. Hope you all guys will be able to find my session useful. Before going into the talk, let me introduce myself. I am a Python developer and a tech enthusiast. I have been coding in Python since 4 years and I have been an active tech community since 1 year. And I've been going, and this is not my first time I'm giving a talk. I have gone to such events like this, like PyCon, FOSS, PyDelhi, but this is my first time in international speech. So I want to give a special thanks to PyCon Lithuania team. I study in grade 9 Presidium School, Delhi, India. So today we will discuss about Model Context Protocol or MCP. It is a framework latestly released by Anthropic. Just 5 months ago, it was released by Anthropic. And it has become an important thing among discussions in AI community. Before going into the talk, let me tell you how did I find this. I found this while I was searching about agents. And then when I looked at it, it became interesting to me and I thought to present this. Now let's define MCP. Please do not be confused with the definitions. It is very simple concept currently. It is basically a way to standardize and decouple the data access logic or the component from the LLM. It has a client-server architecture. The server decouples the data access logic from the LLM and the client decouples the server access logic from the LLM. So the LLM completely gets decoupled from the data provisioning component. Now let me tell you why Anthropic released MCP. What problem did LLMs face before? Firstly, do not think that the LLMs did not have access to data before MCP. But there was one problem in it. There was no common interface and the LLMs needed to manage the query. For example, if we are connecting to database, the LLM needed to manage the security, credentials, performance. All this was a huge task for the LLM. So Anthropic came like superheroes in a movie and provided the solution and saved LLMs from suffering. Let me tell you what solution did Anthropic give. This is the solution the Anthropic give. There should be a way to wrap the data access logic. This solution came up by Anthropic engineers. Now let me explain this solution to you in detail. There, this term wrap means, sorry. So here this term wrap means decoupling or decoupling the data access logic, as I told you in definition. Now let me tell you the solution architecture which Anthropic engineers provided. Here there are two components, MCP client and MCP server. First, the prompt comes to the LLM and the LLM sends request to the MCP client to fetch the data. And the MCP client sends request to the MCP server. And each MCP server has unique data source. So each MCP server sends request to its data source and the response travels back through these components to the LLM. Now let me tell you all guys that from where you all can get inspired, or you can learn to create MCP servers. First, let me show you the above one, which is to get inspired. Oh, sorry. So see, here there are awesome MCP servers. First, I'll just explain you two because there are so many MCP servers and I don't have much time. The first one is AWS KV Retrieval. retrieval from AWS knowledge base using Bedrock agent runtime. I don't understand this much, but the second one is interesting. Brave search. Web and local search using Brave search API. It searches through the Brave's browser anything which you wanted to search. That's interesting. That's very interesting to me. And these all inspire me to create MCP. Now let me tell you now let me tell you the SDK part. Here you can, in the second part, where you can learn how to make MCP SDKs. See here, there are so many programming languages in which MCP SDKs can be made. For example, Python SDK, TypeScript SDK, Java SDK, Kotlin SDK, C# SDKs, and so many. But we'll just focus on Python today because since this conference is Python. Now I'll get started with the MCP SDKs, but I'll not go much deeper into them. If you want to go more deeper into them, then you can read about them. See, sorry. See, this is the source code. In the first line, we are importing MCP framework. In the third line, we are initializing MCP server. In 5, 6, and 7 lines, we are writing tool program in server or inserting tool in the server. And in 10 and 11 line, we are running the server. So that was all which I had to introduce about the SDK. As I told you that I'll not go deeper into the SDK. So now let me move to next slide. Now I'll show you how to test your MCP tool using MCP inspector. This is the tool which is provided with the MCP, so which is with the MCP as Python SDK. So this is the very simple server which I am going to test. This should be actually fetching the data, but just for simplicity, I have created the function to add two numbers. Now let me test this MCP server. Look at this command carefully so that you all remember it. That how to launch inspector and test it. See the server, the proxy server is running at port 6277 and the MCP inspector is running at this URL. The transport type is stdio. I'll keep it stdio because in SSE I tried but I faced some issue. Now let me run the tool. See here where you have to click in the list tool. This is the log and this is the list of the tools. You have to just click at one tool to which will be shown in the select tool, and you just have to fill the input box prompts. I'll click on the add tool because there is only one tool. Now let me add two numbers. For example, I'm adding 999 and 157. Yay, it worked. So this is how to test your MCP servers. Now in next two slides, I will integrate it with Cloud-A and Ollama. These two are LLMs in which I'll integrate the MCP server with. The first one is Cloud-A. Let me tell you why did I chose Cloud-A. I chose Cloud-A because it is from Anthropic and and it supports MCP directly. So you don't have to type any code in it. You just have to write some shell script command and then the MCP server will be installed. Great. Nah? Mm, Look at this command again carefully so that you remember it. See, it added the MCP server in the tool, in the Cloud A. Now let me run Cloud A and show you. Mm, See, it has run the Cloud A. Now let me test it by sending it some prompt without which does not use the tool. Here the two hammer icon is there where tool is installed. See, it worked. Now let me send it some prompt to now let me send it some prompt which will add the two numbers. See, this is the list of the tools here. Here I can again tell you I just added one tool, add, and then this is the description of the tool and this is the name of the tool. See, this is the description and this is from the server demo. Now let me send it some prompt which uses the tool. See, it is asking me permission to use the tool. It is showing me this pop-up that it's using the tool. Now let me allow it. Yay, it worked again. See, this is the result. Now a bit tricky part comes. Olama. Because it does not support MCP. So we need an extra component which bridges between API exposed by Olama and the MCP server called MCP bridge. See, I am going to, see, I am going to see, this is my bridge code. Here there are two configs. First one is bridge config and second one is LLM config. Let me show you what is there in bridge config. In bridge config, this directory of the server is there. And in LLM config, the base URL exposed by the API of Olama is there, and the model name Llama 3.2, and the API key. You can leave it empty, so but it's not allowing me to leave empty, so I just typed Olama in it. Otherwise, the API key is of no use because it's not exposing any API key. The LLM which I'm using. Before running the bridge, let me test Olama in my computer. So see, I'm sending it some prompt. See, it has sent the response. Now let me run the bridge here. See, it has sent the details of the tool, like the description, parameters and all that. See, here is the description, and here also there is another description. See, no, sorry, here is the another description. Mm. So now I'm running it by sending it some prompt. But before sending it prompt, let me send prompt in the LLM in which the MCP is not integrated. See, it just told me steps. It did not do that actually. But in the one where the MCP is integrated, it will do the actual work. Let me send it same prompt. See, it's sending LLM the message and it's calling the tool. So see here, there are a lot of logs where the tool response is there. See, see the tool response, and it has fetched the content of the URL. And remember, this is my website, which I show you later. I've built it for it's my there in this website. There is my personal information, and see, this is the content of my URL. Now let me show you my website. I'll not go deeper into my website. See here, there are my links of all poetry, Kaggle, YouTube, Kamoodle, LeetCode, GitHub, and this is my a bit information, and this is where you can reach out to me, my address and my email. So now I'm done with my website. So now I am done with my website. Now I'll go now in next two slides. I'll not go much deeper into. I'll just explain you briefly about them. The first one is client server transport. This is here there are two transports, STDIO and SSE. In STDIO is a transport where you can where the whenever a request comes to the server, it is a single shot execution of the server. Whenever the request comes, the server program gets executed. After that, when the response goes, the server program stops. But in SSE, the server program keeps running, and the server programs keep running, and the server keeps waiting for the request in SSE. Mm, Now let me go into the another slide where there is architecture of the bridge. Here, this you might already know, as I explained a lot about the bridge. In the left side of the code, this is in the left side of the code which I selected. This is the LLM. This is the API exposed by the LLM. And in right side of the code, this is the framework where we are connecting with MCP client, and these two things are getting bridged, and there is a bridging component between them. That's all that I had of my basic introduction. Now I'm going into the core part of the speech, enhancements. Remember that this is not really in the protocol currently, this is just my enhancement. So before telling my enhancement, let me tell you what is the current situation. The MCP client sends request to the MCP server for the data, and the MCP server sends the response in this format for this format for the tool discovery. These are two. These are this is request and this is response for the tool discovery. Remember that this is not the request and response for the data. This is the current situation. Now let me tell you what's the problem in tool discovery request and response. This description tag which I am showing you is very limiting for and basic for the LLM. The LLM doesn't know much about the information, so the LLM can anytime call the query the server, even if it does not have the data. So this is the problem. Now let me tell you what is the solution. How about we reveal more about the data in the description? This is the name of this is the name of the server, and this is the thing which we have to reveal is the data cached, volume, and the threshold. Now let me tell you what will happen without this solution. For example, a user is sending data to the LLM, query to the LLM to get the data for the 24th April. But the LLM already knows that the data is not, that it does not have data for the 24th April. So it would so it would tell the user that it does not have data. But in the current LLMs, the LLM would not get data, and then it would raise a error because there would be a exception and a log in its software. So user would pull out his head in the current LLMs, but in this kind of enhancement, the user would not pull out his head, and then he would consider the AI smarter, and this would make the AI smarter. Remember that this is just enhancement. This is not there in the protocol really. So that's all that I just had. If you have any questions, comments, reach out to me. Because the organizers have advised not to ask questions right away in the speech. You can scan this QR code you can scan my QR code if you want to reach me, and these are my links. Or you can reach me if I distribute to people my visiting cards. Thank you.